WDSO Madison and W265CD Madison. Take us anywhere on the free iHeartRadio app. Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance, insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. And by the Princeton Club, a premier health club that combines state-of-the-art equipment with a highly trained staff and convenient locations. Now, here are your co-hosts of Talking Golf, Dennis Tiziani and Paul Brown.
And we welcome you to another round of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, and it comes to you from Cherokee Country Club in Madison. Along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. What were you checking out, the show on YouTube?
Somebody just texted me and said the show is on YouTube.
It is.
It is on YouTube.
Every Monday night.
I don't have enough watching it from this position, let alone watching it on TV. No, I'm kidding.
Well, tonight we're on the 17th hole, so to speak.
Yep.
We've only got one more show left after tonight. Next week's the final.
Went by fast. We have a surprise maybe, though. Maybe.
Well, see here, he's letting the cat
No,
out of the
I just
bag.
said surprise.
Yeah, you got to get permission for everybody to be involved to make that surprise work.
Well, yeah, surprise. We'll be dancing and everything.
Well, we'll just give you this small tip. We're thinking about doing the show out in the new patio at Cherokee. If you haven't seen it, by the way, it's very, very nice. And we may literally take our set and move it outside.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing.
And
our producer doesn't want to do that, but so what?
Well, he takes orders pretty well.
Yeah, right. I'm watching him. I'm watching him when we give an order.
I don't know about Kevin Ryan, though, the other guy that helps out. He's a little bit more difficult.
White sheep.
Tonight on the show, we can look at this maybe as kind of an instruction night in golf, because we're going to cover a number of different issues. Joel Zucker is going to be with us at about 6:10. Joel is the owner and general manager of Nevada Bob's. And the retail golf business is changing. And Joel's going to talk about that. And right up front, he said one of the biggest competitors they are now facing is Amazon.
Well, you know what they're doing at his place.
All retailers.
20, 25 people walk in, try on a pair of shoes, leave, and then buy it online.
And selling clubs or buying them on Amazon. You're not sure you're getting the right thing and all of that. We're going to go into that. We're going to go into merchandising with Joel and all the other aspects of being in the retail golf business. You got a new addition to your staff here. He's going to be on the show today.
Yeah, he'll be on. Dylan will be here. Dylan was here before, though. He was here for 3 years or so with Travis, and we brought him back in a head pro capacity. He spent some time at Nevada Bob's, which was good, so he understands that retail part. Got a little bit older in the PGA program, passed his player proficiency test. So all things are good. It's a good opportunity for him. And he does good. He's passed that Club Fitters TP1.
And we're going to talk about club fitting and why you should consider or think about getting fit for clubs. There is an advantage to having clubs that match up for you, is there not?
Well, I mean, if we go round and round. I mean, you're fitting clubs to an imperfect swing. What are you doing? So that's all the stuff you have to know when you get there. And is it temporary? Metabolism rate changes all the time. I mean, on and on it goes. Where, you should learn the fundamentals first.
And then we're going to have a discussion with Dennis about the state of golf, and we're going to talk about instruction and a number of other different issues. Quickly, 8 of the 12 choices have now been made as a result of competition over the weekend. The top 8 choices are in for the President's Cup.
Good team.
The final 4 picks will come on November 4th. Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, Dustin Johnson, Patrick Cantley, Xander Schauffele, Webb Simpson, Matt Kuchar, and Bryson DeChambeau are in. Tiz, I heard on the Golf Channel an interesting discussion this morning about now, of course, the other 4 picks. Who are they? The top candidates are probably Tony Finau, Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler, Patrick Reed. Phil Mickelson comes into play. So does Jordan Spieth. And the suggestion was that the tri-captains, or whatever their official titles are, will probably talk to Tiger and maybe suggest that he be one of the 4. You buy into that at all?
So if I owned a TV station, I would.
Okay, absolutely. That would be the reason.
That's
for
the
it.
only reason.
Yeah.
He's only won once, or he's got the worst record ever in competition in the President's Cup and in the Ryder Cup. Why would you pick somebody who can't win in that scenario? And why would you get somebody that's 40 plus years old that would play in that? Same thing with Mickelson. I mean, where are you going with those guys? They've been playing on teams that have been losing like as in forever. These other 8 players you got and the other people you talk. In
Finau?
fact, yeah.
Woodland, Fowler, and Reed. How can you go wrong?
Well, they just beat the pick. I'm not picking on Tiger. I think he's done great. I got to give him a lot of credit and all this sort of stuff. But it's time to move on.
Okay, we'll move on to something else.
Okay,
then.
good.
Medina.
Mm-hmm.
They destroyed it. Justin Thomas, 25 under par.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 players were over par for the entire tournament of the entire field. Is it fair to say, in a way, they made a mockery of that place over the weekend?
Well, if it was true Medina with speed on the greens and all those type, it would have changed a little bit. But keep in mind, that's an old style course, right? And these guys do not hit it that crooked, but they hit it that far. I mean, there's a couple of par 5s are putting for eagles. The other guys hitting it in the fairway. They played tremendous golf. Now, the other thing is, when you looked at the greens were immaculate. They were perfect. These guys are making putts from everywhere. First of all, these guys can play, But I think that course, that style course, short as it is, even though they say it was 7,600.
7,600.
But it was a short 7,600. A lot of, it's time to move on there also. But you can't, you've got to do something with the ball. That's all there is to it. I mean, you just cannot send that rocket that far that often. I mean, 190 yards, 8 irons.
Well, they
Come
said how many guys on the tour right now, they're hitting the ball in the air over 320 yards.
Right.
Not rolling it. They're hitting
Right.
it in the air 320.
Right.
So length isn't going to make that much of a difference to these guys.
No,
right?
and do you think that Arnold Palmer was weak? Jack Nicklaus was weak. Lee Trevino was weak. George Bayer was weak. You think those guys were weak guys? These are big, tough guys. And they average, 270 something?
Yeah.
So what was the difference?
The ball.
The ball is a big difference. Nicklaus has been yakking about this forever. You have to do something. But as soon as you do that, right, who wants to hit the ball shorter?
Nobody.
Nobody. But I can tell you that if it becomes a tour ball, that within a very short period of time, all amateur players would want to play like the pros. That it'll work out, get the ball where you can get something that doesn't make all these courses max out. It's just they're just overpowering them. Like I said, wow, 240 yards, 6 irons, 5 irons. Are you kidding me? It's not really right. Yes, they work out. Yes, they're strong. But wait a minute, not stronger than a half a dozen guys I just told you about.
And we'll be back with Joel Zucker after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it for home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Park, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Dave Gary for the Princeton Clubs. No matter what your health and fitness
sure
goal,
do.
we've got a plan to help you get there. Just listen to a few of these experiences.
I have a history of a binge eating disorder, along with
Got
that,
it. And then coming out of the
depression
spot,
and
bring him up.
anxiety and being overweight and high cholesterol. I've lost 100 pounds. I'm off of blood pressure
Okay, got it.
medication. My cholesterol levels are normal. But even more than that, my mental health is better. I don't struggle with depression anymore. I'm a better mom. I'm a better nurse to my patients. I'm a better wife. My family and I joined the Princeton Club sometime in 2016. I come to the Princeton Club for a better quality of life for myself and my family.
That's incredible. At the Princeton Clubs, with all our amenities and so many ways to get you in better shape, I'd like to invite you to come in, let us know what your goals are, and let's make it happen together. There's never been a better time to be a member of the Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for a free trial membership.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nests on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
W265 Searson.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net.
Wild Rock is Wisconsin's best kept secret in golf. Just a short trip to the Dells, Wild Rock will have you feeling miles from anywhere with a secluded and scenic yet challenging golf experience. For the listeners of this station, you can play Wild Rock weekdays during the summer for $79.
Correct. That was the number I gave, and the guy said, yep, that's his number, but he wasn't Joel.
Online using promo code Madison. That's right,
He was not
$79
Joel.
for golf, lunch, and a hat when you book online using promo code Madison at wildrockgolf.com.
I'll try
That's
calling the store. I'm going to bring you guys
wildrockgolf.com.
back.
We're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. Along with Dennis Tiziati, I'm Paul Brown, and we're trying to make contact with Joel. The number we have, the guy says that's not Joel's number, but we believe it is. In fact, Dylan, who worked there, goes, yeah, that's the right number.
It'll be interesting with him. He's pretty knowledgeable. I want to say young guy because I knew him when he was a member here, playing. But he's pretty knowledgeable, got a good handle on what's going on, and really successful at what he does. He's a good service place.
Dennis, let's just reverse the order a little bit on the show then, and we'll try to make contact with Joel. What I'd like to kind of do the remaining part of the hour is kind of, for lack of a better term, I'm pretending like I'm going to get into the golf business. So we're going to take it down the road of some of the decisions that I might try to make and those kind of things. You talk about golf courses. They're building destination golf courses. You've said to me many times that though they may not be published, there might be 30, 40, 50 courses in Wisconsin that are for sale. There's more competition. They're driving the prices down and those kind of things. There's less people playing the game. They're doing other things, and maintenance costs are going up, $400,000 or $500,000 for typical golf courses. From that aspect alone, isn't it a very difficult time to be in the golf business?
It has been. It has been for a long time. In that part of it where you're presenting people, it used to be an average player played 12 times a year, 12 to 13 times a year. So you'd figure that in when you're making your pro forma of how you would successfully do your business. Now it's down to 5. So now all of a sudden the number of rounds, the players are still there, but the number of rounds are down considerably. So how does somebody, other than if you do events, outings, that type of thing, So is it I don't know. Why would anybody want to get into it unless you're somebody like these people that are doing big time destination courses, 36 holes, on and on and on. But they have built airports there now where people fly in. So they're dealing with the world. Normally these courses are dealing with a locale.
Yeah, I talked to the marketing people up at Sand Valley when they first opened it, and we were talking about, I said to him, where are you going to market this? In the state of Wisconsin or whatever? And he said, no, not really in the state of Wisconsin.
No.
He said at that point they had 50,000 names of people that travel the world to play golf. That was their marketing.
Well, they built an airport.
Yeah.
So people can fly in. I mean, how many do that,
Well, joining us on the show right now is the owner and general manager of Nevada Bob's Golf.
I'll have a birdie burger with a side of divots and to wash it down, make it a double eagle shot.
Joel here. We've got you covered 24/7 for all your golf needs. If we don't have it, we'll get it new or used. So if you're looking for those Ace Nachos or a Chili Dog toothache, we might send you down the road. But if it's golf equipment and apparel, let's just say you've scored an ace at Nevada Bob's. For over 25 years, we've been Madison's #1 locally owned golf store. Get a lot more from your bucks when you shop with us. Nevada Bob's, your game, your store, and always at the best price.
Welcome to the show, Joel.
I gotta love it, Joel. Attaboy.
Joel, thank you for joining us on the program tonight. From your perspective, how's the retail golf business changed over the years? We'll break it down and go into some of the different aspects of it, but an overall view on your point in terms of how business is done differently today.
I don't know if it's done differently, but I think the manufacturers keep making equipment that makes us old guys keep hitting it further and allow us to keep playing and enjoy the game. And so the thing that's changed is the price. The price has gone up through the roof, but it doesn't seem to be holding people back. This year, there's a lot of $499 drivers, $550 drivers, but people are buying them, and then they're trading in their old stuff, and that keeps the new golfer involved because they can buy the new stuff at stuff that was 2 years old at a good price, and it's just a cycle of people going. So for me, the retail business has been getting better and better every year.
How do you keep up with all the changes in technology, Joel, and relay that information to your staff and that type of thing?
Well, the manufacturers do a good job of every year they'll come out with their new stuff, and we'll have a little meeting that the rep will sit in and, have a little party, and we can hit it in the simulator and try it out. And that way our staff gets all the information they need. And then when the customer comes in, we have it all ready for them and let them try 2, 3, 4 different ones, see which one works best. In a process of elimination, they pick one, and then we give them the 30-day outside guarantee, and they seem to be happy. We're all about making a golfer happy, and that's what we try to do every day.
Dennis, how do you look at all of the changes in technology? Is this a good thing for golf in your mind?
I think anything that you do to promote golf, what Joel is doing, I know you've got a number of players, a number of teachers here who have big groups. Whatever you're doing to talk about golf, keep golf in the forefront, it's a good thing. I think it is. Yeah. The business of the game of club fitting, I mean, it still's got to come down to teaching it. I mean, we can fit clubs, we can do all those type of things, but are you fitting it to an imperfect swing, or are we trying to make it better so it's a short-term deal? And I think there's a lot there where the guy feels halfway decent after he leaves and he gets a different feel. So that aspect for me, hitting the ball further really doesn't really turn me on so much. But like we asked before, how many people hit it shorter? None. So, they want to hit it further.
Buy new clubs to hit it short.
That's right. They go further. And I think the clubs actually are better than I can remember playing with Persimmon, some of the things that twist face and all that sort of stuff. We said, 10-10 bulge and roll. I mean, we did that years ago, doing things with extra length or weight in the grip to put more weight on the head end. I mean, there was always that stuff that was going on. But today, the clubs are really better. I mean, they're really, really good, and they do go further. There's no question about that. But I don't know if further is all the answer. You still, hitting and playing are two different things. You still have to play the game. And I don't know if the club is causing lower scores. I look at the handicaps here, they're not going down.
Mine went up 3 strokes.
That's what I'm telling you, but you're lucky that it's
sounds like you got to play more.
Yeah, right. He's got to learn something. That's it.
Plus, I'm left-handed, Joel, and
there you go.
That's a negative, as you know, out
there
here.
You go.
One thing you and
we love lefties.
Yeah, I know you do. One thing you and I talked about earlier in the week that maybe is a little different in terms of your business is you talk about Amazon and the fact that a lot of people are buying clubs on the internet and those kind of things. Is that becoming one of the biggest competitor of retail golf shops?
I would say definitely. You know, the thing that bothers me most is when I sit there and help a guy for half an hour and he writes it down and you just know that he's going to go buy it on the internet and try to undercut you. But that's part of business. And I try to, you know, the people that I can read that are like that, I say, sir, if it's holding you back because of price, I will beat any price on the internet. We will service you to the day we die. So it's tough though. Yeah. The internet has taken, if you take the pie of business, I would say they probably have half the pie. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing to do to you, Dennis, in terms of, you're not sure that's exactly what you should be buying, are you?
No, you're not. But I'm going to give you an example. As a friend of mine just passed away here, not 83. And his comment was, hey, can you come over to my house? I've got some clubs that I'd like to go ahead to get rid of. Well, we went over there. There were 40 sets of clubs in bags. Out of those 40 sets, you might have had... A lot
of them probably weren't any good, were they?
My point is they were not clubs as we would call Titleist, Callaway, stuff like that. They were clubs that he bought over the internet. Now, fast forward 2 weeks after that, he calls and he says, you know, I've got some few sets of clubs down at my farm. Went down to his farm. I'm going to tell you, we filled a trailer full of sets of clubs that he had bought. Like we're talking about, didn't buy them from any golf shop there. Those clubs were not in there. It was every off-brand club you could get. So that's one guy. I mean, how many others are out there doing that type of thing and buying stuff just to buy them? Hopefully you could buy a game. That's not going to work.
Joel, when you go into Nevada Bob's on the west side of Madison, you do have a large selection of used clubs. Talk about that area of your business. And can you have too many used clubs? Do some of them get outdated or anything?
Oh, yeah. I call it the museum at Nevada Bob, back in that corner. You can see this is the club I used when I started college golf, you know, back in 1982. No, you can have too many of them. And at the end of time, we donate, you know, I've donated 1,000 clubs a year probably to junior golf. We cut stuff down called Give a Kid a Club Day. You know, just try to do anything with that, trying to promote golf. If a kid walks in there and you hand him a club, and maybe he'll start playing golf someday and he'll remember you. So
it's a good thing.
But used clubs has been a great, great business for us because people nowadays, I've never seen our driver rack as empty as it is. You go over and you look at the drivers and they're $499 and $549. The used drivers at 100 and 150 start looking a lot better. So, and it's not that much different, you know, stuff that was the greatest thing Taylor made 2 years ago, the best club they ever made. That was 2 years ago. Doesn't mean it's a piece of junk this year. So people like used clubs. There's a whole market of used clubs, and that's what I go around the whole country and look at all these big stores, and they have very few used clubs, and they take them on a trade-in and they send them off somewhere. But I sell them, and it's amazing how much we turn of our used clubs.
Joel,
whatever left over, I donate.
Joel, let's look at it for somebody that wants to get into the game and that type of thing, and they don't have a lot of knowledge about those kind of things. They come into Nevada Bob's and they say, look, I want to play golf. I don't know a lot about it. Take us through the process of what do you do, or how do you try to educate them to get them started?
Well, you know, most of them come in at that stage and they have a dollar amount that they want to spend, and whether it's $200, $300, $400, $500. I say, you know, what's your budget? This is what I can show you. Some of them want to hit the stuff. Some of them don't. They got the option of the Callaway has a whole line of package sets called the Strata. And they start at $250 and they go from $250 to $350 to $400 up to $500. So that covers a nice array. But personally, I always tell them you're so much better off with used stuff. You get better quality used stuff. And they just tell me an amount, and I say, I'm going to pretend you're my kid. I'm going to pick out the best set that I would if you were my kid. And then we say you can try it for a month. If you don't like it, you got 30 days to bring it back. And very rarely does it come back and people are satisfied. So it's a good thing for us. Very good thing.
We're chatting with Joel Zucker. Joel, one of the other things about the retail store that you got there, in terms of repair and those kind of things, you guys, no matter when you go in there, they're busy back there.
That's one of our busiest sections of the store. It's crazy. David has been working for me for 24 years, and he is one of the best repair guys you'll find. He goes at it for 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, and the guy does not stop. And between gripping, extending, bending, you name it, we do it all day long. And it's like all we need is a drive-up window. That's what we're missing. Good drive-up.
There you go.
And you, I don't think, would disagree. You have been able to survive very nicely and will continue to. And I guess if you had to put one word on why you're successful, you might say service, right? That's the key, maybe, huh?
That almost, you beat me to the punch. That's what I was going to say, People break a club, we fix it, people, and, they come back, guy buys a used set of clubs, and he, breaks a 7-iron, I'll fix it. I have nothing, it's nothing for me, but I know if I do that, the guy will be a customer for life. And it's worked, and hope it'll continue to work, hopefully. 30 years this February.
Wow. If you looked in your crystal ball down the road 3, 4, 5 years with the sport of golf, any surprises coming from your aspect or anything different other than the fact that maybe white golf balls are going to go by the wayside except for the old timers?
You know what? I tell that to people. I go, it's going to be, you remember when the tennis ball was white? They go, no. So yeah, the colored balls is definitely taken over. It's the old staunch guys that have played Titleist white balls their whole life, when they pass away, it'll probably be 80% white. So hopefully that we last. I play a yellow ball. It's easier to see. Definitely.
So the bottom line, Joel, I don't think you disagree on this either. You can be there to help people learn about the game, potentially come up with the right set of clubs. But in terms,
I give them 5-minute lessons. When I see them struggling, when I'm in there, I can fix somebody in 5 minutes. Just at least get them started in the right direction.
But yet, if they're really going to improve, they probably should go on and get instruction from a professional.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Well, thank you for your time and good luck. And we
appreciate it.
All right. That's Joel Zucker. And we'll be back after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. For home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How does your home bring you to life? At Oak Park Place, life comes to you. You'll find comfortable living spaces and spacious apartments with all the features you expect in a place to call home. And Helping Hands provides support when you need it. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more about assisted living, memory care, and rehabilitation services at Oak Park Place, East Madison, Baraboo, Janesville, and our newest location in Nakoma, just off Midvale Boulevard. We're here to help. Oak Park Place.
It's time to play the University Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Brand new bunkers and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship is open to the public and one of the only PGA Tour Champion facilities that you can play for under $100. For rate information and to reserve a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badgers sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name. Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC Permanent All-Wheel Drive. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive enables better traction, giving you more certainty to negotiate surprises. So whether you're navigating slippery, wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the
30 seconds.
Beltline. Or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
Hi, this is Dave Gary with the Princeton Clubs. A great round of golf requires the right club at the right time. Here in Wisconsin, the Princeton Club is the right club at the right time. If you want to improve your game, give us a call for custom golf fitness programs, or better yet, try us free during our open house going on now at all our award-winning Princeton Club locations. We work with all types of golfers to increase flexibility, core strength, stamina, and overall fitness. For more information, go to PrincetonClub.net.
We're back on Talking Golf and the Golf Effect Radio Network. And when we break for commercials on this radio show is when all hell breaks loose between the commercial breaks.
Yep.
There's about 15 different conversations going on. And
you're standing there hoping we aren't talking when the radio's on.
I've crossed my fingers. They've been that way for 6 years. They don't uncross anymore. But Dylan Parisi is with us. He's now the head professional here at Cherokee Country Club. Dylan, welcome to the show. Another Italian in your fold here.
That's what I told you. We had to bring one more in. We got too many non-Italian members now. We need to bring another guy in to keep you boys straight and girls.
I don't know if that's going to work or not.
No, I don't think so.
Dylan, back as the head professional. Congratulations. I'm sure you're very happy about that, obviously.
Yes, I am. I'm very excited to be back. Was here as an assistant for 3 years under Travis, and spent some time away. And Dennis came to me with the opportunity I couldn't say no to. So,
and under Travis Becker, who used to be the head professional at Cherokee, what have you learned that you've been able to utilize now in terms of you getting started here?
Travis just set forth a great work ethic and high standards that I was able to learn, and I can put in place now going forward.
And one of the things that they'll probably, correct me if I'm wrong, is be more concentration on, there has been in the past, and then maybe it wavered a little bit, in terms of club fitting. But let's talk about that as a concept. Is club fitting necessary? I will say this, for me personally, even though my handicap's up 3 strokes, I think when I got fitted for clubs, and it's 5, 6, 7 years ago when we got fitted here, it helped me in terms of my game. Is that a fair assessment to say for the average person that getting fitted for clubs may improve your game? Obviously.
It can help. I've heard Dennis say numerous times, it's the Indian, not the arrow.
Yeah.
Clubs can help. Definitely. But again, comes back to instruction and doing it the right way.
Okay, and on
your stuff though, you were hitting wood shafted clubs. It would help you to get steel shafted clubs, so it couldn't help.
But for the average person, don't you think overall it's helpful? Seriously.
Well, if in fact that fundamentally you're correct, then it's going to help you. But as I said before, anything that anybody does to promote the game of golf is good. There's an interest. People are buying. They like that on your own. It's very difficult sometimes. Most players are kind of stone-headed on stuff. You have to really spend a lot of time to get them thinking and then conversing back so they are talking knowledgeably back to you. So the business of club fitting is great, but there has to be not less, maybe lessons, but there has to be, if a person comes to me with a grip that looks like it's upside down, what kind of a club are you going to give him to make it better?
Okay.
So you got to start with that in the process. That's why sometimes it takes 2-3 hours in that lesson that, you could kind of work into how he holds it and stuff like that. And then it would help. But there's definitely an improvement in the engineering in clubs today. No question about it.
Dylan, let's start from the very beginning, the objective of club fitting, and take us through the process. If somebody wanted to come out to Cherokee, and you can do that, you don't have to be a member here, and they wanted to think about at least making the decision as to whether they want to have clubs fitted for them, take us through the process of what you would say to that person that walked in the door tomorrow morning.
Sure, absolutely. It's not a complicated process. You just have to have someone there that knows what all the numbers mean. What I like to do is, if someone comes to me and wants a driver fitting, I'd like to have them start with their current gamer driver and get a baseline reading, certain data points.
What would that be?
Well, you're looking at ball speed, launch angle, spin rates.
Right.
Those are the three main ones.
How do you get that?
Yeah, the machines and launch monitors. I've worked with TrackMan before. Flight Scope's also a good product. The idea is you set forth those baseline data points and you try to beat them. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can, but the idea is to try to beat them.
What do you take away from the numbers? Let's say that their launch angle is low or whatever. When you read those numbers, what are you looking for?
Well, there are certain standards. You like launch angle to be between 12 and 15 degrees. And, again, depending on ball speed, you want spin to be lower. But there's an inverse relationship between spin and ball speed. Spin creates lift on the ball. So if you have a slower swing speed, sometimes spin can help you keep the ball in the air. If you don't, that ball's going to nosedive on you and it's not going to go anywhere. But at the same token, if you have a higher swing speed, you want the ball to spin less, and that keeps the ball from ballooning on you. And
for the average guy, for an example, or the average gal, what is an average ball speed and what's a high ball speed? And the advantage of the higher ball speed does what?
Just ball speed gives you more distance, but it's really player dependent. And if you look at a very high ball speed, you have guys on the PGA Tour that are getting ball speeds of 180 miles per hour.
And the average player is probably what, 95?
That's swing speed. Ball speed, you're probably looking 130, 135 with the driver. Yeah. It's probably a fair number, but again, that's all player dependent and how they use their body to create leverage and power in the swing.
Okay, now you have the basic numbers. Where do you go from there then?
Well, at that point, you start, it's kind of trial and error. You start cycling them through different options, shaft options, head, chassis options, and just trying to find different combinations that might work for their swing.
And how long does this whole process take if you were to go through and get fitted for an entire set of clubs?
Sure. For an entire set of clubs, that can be time consuming if you do it the right way. But typically, driver fitting, we like to have it last 45 minutes to an hour. Same thing with the iron fitting. You can do a complete game fit, and that'll last you 3 to 3.5 hours. That is a lot of balls, and you can get tired doing that. So I recommend sometimes maybe splitting that up in a 2-day period, and come one day, do driver irons, next day do long game wedges or something like that.
Is there any stats on the amount of golfers that are doing this? Is it increasing in numbers in terms that people are seriously looking at this? What's the status of this club fitting business?
I think it's trending that way. Working at Nevada Bob's the last couple of years, I was able to gain some valuable knowledge of club fitting. And I think people are starting to see the advantage that club fitting can do for them. But at the same token, there has to be a balance between the correct fundamentals that can help you take advantage of a club.
And Dennis, what do you think in terms of club fitting and people that don't want to do that? It's okay not to be fitted for clubs and play golf, right? But
absolutely.
And from the standpoint, though, that there is an advantage, I believe. I said this before, but I do think it helps a majority of the people.
For what? Yes, through the process, he could change club head speed, launch angle, maybe even change distance. But when you're in this game, from a teaching perspective, it's shape, trajectory, and path. That's what we're teaching. Shape and trajectory is in your hands. Path is the relationship of your shoulders to the line at impact, governed by your lower. So you see, my aspect of doing it, they're fitting clubs and they're selling equipment. They're not teaching. Teaching is a whole different ball game than fitting the club. So you're kind of caught between someone who doesn't want to go through the process and would rather buy the game than learn the game.
But you can't really buy a game, can you?
Sure you can. That's what they're doing. They're trying to buy a game. And I'll tell you what, there's some people that have really got, I know some guy, he was a 7-degree driver and this and everything else, something you'd never recommend, helped him tremendously. And he's playing golf. So again, as we started out, anything that you can do to get people interested to play golf, that's a good thing. I don't care what you're doing. And we have people in our city that are fitting clubs, but they're also teaching a lot of people starting out. Now, that's another story, what they're teaching and how they're doing it. But they're keeping people interested in the game. That's what we're about with golf.
Dylan, when you think about, for an example, going through that entire process and depending on exactly what you do, give people an idea of ballpark costs and that kind of thing, depending on what you decide on.
Yeah, generally, a typical driver fitting will run you about $100, and that includes, the hour fitting, and then irons are the same thing, wedges. Once you start getting towards a full game fit, that'll probably cost you about $300 to $350.
And how, in terms of that process and then getting your clubs, then you got to pick the type of clubs, right? Based on what you see and that type of thing. So from beginning to end to get that new set, what kind of a process approximately are you looking at?
From as far as a timeline goes.
Sure.
Yeah, the day of you do the fitting, and then as far as ordering goes, sometimes we have stuff in stock and you can walk out the door with it. Otherwise, process order takes about 2 weeks for the most part.
What do you say to the average person, both of you guys, in terms of this club fitting and those kind of things? Golf is a complicated game, and people have a tough time understanding all of the different aspects of these types of things that we're talking about. What do you say to the average person that maybe doesn't comprehend exactly what you're talking about and that kind of thing, or the advantages of having fitted clubs?
Well, if you're fitting clubs, you're hitting the ball, right?
Okay.
The other way, you're playing the game. There's two different aspects. Hitting on the range and hitting the ball is totally different than playing. You could get somebody here, if they wanted to spend the time and the effort and the revenue to go ahead and spend some time to play with what you got and learn how to play. Like, what are you doing? So you're out there with this person playing 3 holes and giving them the right way how to play. When you go ahead and hit the ball, very rarely do you see the guy chipping and putting. There's the game, 100 yards and in. Show them how they can bowl, they can roll the ball down there. But if you can show them technically how to go from 100 yards in and what happens on the green, putting is so important. Reading the green, the topography around the place that you're playing, grain on the green. I mean, the surrounds that are happening on the green, old course versus a new course, totally different in putting that. So, playing the game, if that's what they're trying to get, if you're trying to hit the ball, okay, you can go to Top Golf and go 3 stages and stand there and hit the ball and drink beer with your friends. I mean, that's what it's morphed to, okay? Different than playing the game.
How do you feel about it, Dylan, overall, in terms of that aspect of it and in terms of educating people and getting them to understand and those kind of, is it a difficult thing to do?
It can be. I think Tiz hit it on the head. Course management and playing the game is huge. And when it comes to club fitting, I think it's more of a quick fix. It can save you some strokes, but the better investment of your money is through instruction. You can, in the long run, it's more of a long run game. You'll do yourself a lot more good through instruction. You become a better player through instruction than you will through club fitting.
Start about 2 feet from the hole and work backwards.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about course management. And let's just say here at Cherokee, if we had 10 guys that played the golf course today, maybe the bucket group would be an exception. At Cherokee, that means some of the better players that go out pretty much every day. But the average person who plays, say, 30 rounds a year, how much management of the golf course do you think they really do? The average guy.
Well, he knows how to get around here. You got to keep it between the cricks, So they figured a way how not to lose, 6, 8, 10 balls around, so they keep it in the fairway. So I think that they're playing here. Keep in mind they're members, so they play it a lot of times. They know where they're going. They know how far they hit it. They know where the problems are, so they can navigate, going around.
But I'll bet a majority of the people playing golf don't try to manage a golf course. Or am I wrong?
Well, I don't know. I think they try to hit it in a fairway. They try to hit it on the green. I think there's a measure. They're not stupid. They're not going to do it. But you take a look at that handicap and the fluctuation from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Some of them are going up. What does that tell you? Are they playing better or are they hitting better? Neither, right?
Neither.
Okay. Right. So, we're back on that part there. And of course, now I'm coming from a teaching perspective. That I don't care if you took a broom out here, I'd show you how to hit it, and, like I said, with what you've got, and show them technically what's going on from the physics of core, body, and hands, which really makes the ball go. The club is there, but shafts, they vary that much. I mean, a graphite shaft is different than a steel, right?
And how's it different?
Well, graphite linearly is the strongest bond known to man, but radially it's the weakest. So what they've been able to do is to spin enough core around that thing to make it so it would go ahead and radially torque 3 to 5 degrees. But they made it lighter, move it faster, longer, more club head speed, and that's where the difference is. An average length club when I played was 43 inches, and you'd go to 42 3/4. Now it's 45, 46. Where are you going with that? But it's lighter and you can move the club head faster. Club head speed is going to give you distance. So that's where they went. Didn't say accuracy. Might give you distance.
Dylan, as head professional, what do you look at as your role in terms of the membership and getting more people to play, getting them to play better and that kind of thing? As you look at that as being the head professional, what do you say are the major responsibilities that you have to a typical member, if any?
Sure. The big thing is keeping them happy. They are paying their membership and just being there to wait on them hand and foot and just keep them happy. They need something. I'm there to give it to them.
It's business. It's product, price, and service, right? Those are the 3 aspects when you go to business school: product, price, and service. Unfortunately, you can only have 2 out of 3. We concentrate on service and we concentrate on the product. So what the product that he's selling and the product you're walking around on and the service. The price, ours is not out of whack, but it's certainly in the game. But it's what he's talking about is product and service. He's putting a good product in his golf shop. He's putting a good product out on the range. We're putting a good product on the golf course. And service, of course, is the key.
Dylan, the best of luck, and thanks for joining us. If anybody wants to get fitted, come on out to Cherokee and ask for Dylan, and he'll give you an idea of what may work for you in terms of those fitted clubs, huh?
Now you're going to send them over to me. I'll take care of them after that. No, I'm kidding.
We'll be back after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it for home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Dave Gary with the Princeton Clubs. A great round of golf requires the right club at the right time. Here in Wisconsin, the Princeton Club is the right club at the right time. If you want to improve your game, give us a call for custom golf fitness programs, or better yet, try us free during our open house going on now at all our award-winning Princeton Club locations. We work with all types of golfers to increase flexibility, core strength, stamina, and overall fitness. For more information, go to princetonclub.net.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. You'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
At American Transmission Company, we help operate the most complex machine in the world, the grid. We know electricity is a necessity, and we help deliver it to communities that need it. We're helping build a more efficient, economical, and reliable electric system. Our ingenuity and innovation help deliver electricity that powers lives today and tomorrow. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net.
It's time to play the University Wisconsin Golf Course University Ridge. Brand new bunkers and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship is open to the public and one of the only PGA Tour champion facilities that you can play for under $100.
Break yet.
For rate information and to reserve a tee time, check out universityridge.com.
You got
play where the
another
Badgers
break in
and
here
the
yet.
pros play. University Ridge.
And we're back on Talking Golf and Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. Tis the thing for me, and I think of myself as the average player who has difficulty, quite frankly, understanding the techniques and the fundamentals to a certain degree in terms of improving my game and what I need to do. Technology is ever changing. I don't keep up on all of those kind of things. Yet I enjoy the game of golf. I want to get better at it and that type of thing. And I think the average person, some of this is confusing, or maybe you don't take the time to learn everything you should learn. From the golf perspective of getting more people to play and the industry to grow, to me it seems almost like there's a disconnect there between playing better golf, getting proper instruction. Where do you get it? Is there enough qualified instructors? Should you be spending money on instruction and not on equipment? All of those things are individual decisions that people got to make. Does any of that make any sense?
Oh, yeah, it really does. You know, I've not a theory so much, but normally the instruction is going to come from the golf professional. That's normally where it comes.
But there's not enough of them around.
Well, I think they are, but I think they're dictated. They're employees of the club now. They're not contractors like they used to be. I would not blame, but certainly give advice to the board of directors at clubs. That's where the problem is to, in the hiring process or the person that you have, that the emphasis should be on playing and teaching.
And is it in your mind?
No, it's selling merchandise, it's tee times, it's running events, it's all those things that anybody could do. A haberdasher, I mean, they're everywhere.
But is that going to help the growth of the game?
Well, it would help the growth of that club and the game if, in fact, that's what they did. So that you're hiring a person that's what they're going to do, but not at $100 an hour, because they aren't going to do that. They'd rather buy a golf club. They can get more out of at least they got $100 a golf club. When you give a lesson, what do you have? If you took notes. And my point is that I think people who own and or are board of directors of clubs have to make that commitment to more and better teaching inside of their division, because there's so many people today that the pro doesn't own anything anymore. He's an employee. He doesn't own anything in the shop. He doesn't do the club. They've taken away all that sort of stuff. Mill River, all those type of things have made this guy punch in, punch out. And when he punches out, he doesn't even go to play. He goes home.
Well, we're going to run short of time here, but also the PGA of America needs to step up and have better quality people in place and let them be instructors and right? I mean,
why would you join any organization that doesn't give you retirement or any benefits? My dad, my brother, and I have 150 years, with the PGA, right? My dad's passed away now. My brother's retired. I don't know whether I'll ever be. I'm tired, but I'm retired. There's nothing at the end of the game other than they became a dues collection business. 28,000 people who pay dues own a tournament, the PGA, own the Ryder Cup. Where is that? And why? You want to attract.
Why aren't you investing in the people that are in your organization?
And you would then get better people, right? I mean, we listen to it all the time. You want to pay somebody $8 an hour? You want to pay somebody 20? What do you think? You're going to get a better person at 20. I think you'll get a better pro if you set that up.
And there really is a disconnect there in terms of what needs to be done. We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it for home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more.
Yeah, I'll give you a time when we get closer.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wild Rock is Wisconsin's best kept secret in golf. Just a short trip to the Dells, Wild Rock will have you feeling miles from anywhere with a secluded and scenic yet challenging golf experience. For the listeners of this station, you can play Wild Rock weekdays during the summer for $79, which includes golf, lunch, and a Wild Rock hat when you book online using promo code Madison. That's right, $79 for golf, lunch, and a hat when you book online using promo code Madison at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nest on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Hi, this is Pat Richter.
You're going to have
Place
about
offers
10
a
seconds.
lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, you'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it.
Thank you.
Park Place.